Tottenham have it to do, and Chelsea, you have to say, even looking at it through Spurs' eyes, look as though they're going to take some catching.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not surprised that Antonio Conte has got the focus back to this degree after 2 defeats and 4 in the Premier League. The FA Cup was obviously a big help, but Chelsea, having scored early tonight, just kind of went off the boil. They didn't follow it up, and they afforded Southampton every opportunity to come right back into it, and they did. The Saints played some nice stuff, but I think we saw what this team really has, the cohesion, the spirit, you know, all that togetherness. And it all combined to produce a very good second-half display and convincing winners.
Convincing winners indeed. Chelsea in charge at the top of the Premier League. Winners here over Southampton by 4 goals to 2.
This broadcast of the Premier League is brought to you by MyEG, your e-government service provider. Wanda Coffee. Try the new Wanda Extra Presso. And Brickfield's Asia College, the fastest and smartest way.
Johan, look! I just bought this. Do you like it? Johan, give Mommy a massage, please. Johan, I'm talking to you. Are you even listening? Pencil, Johan. Johan. Focus. Focus. Please, focus. Johan, please.
Stay strong, bro. Stay strong.
Wanda Extra Presso, brewed from premium Arabica coffee beans for a stronger coffee taste.
Wanda Coffee. Yes, I'm so sorry I'm late, boss. I'm already on my way.
I see you need to renew your road tax.
Yeah.
Why not do it with MyEG? You can get 15% cash back on your auto insurance premium when you renew it.
Wow, really?
Not there, miss. Over here. Yes, as long as you don't make a claim.
I never do.
Get 15% cash back on premiums after 1 year of no claims when you renew road tax and insurance with MyEG.
Imagine an education that takes you beyond classrooms, which does not limit you, which prepares you for the challenges that lie ahead. With ample options and different career paths, and support from a global network of universities, where you will build friendships that will change your life forever and be ready to change the world. This is the future of education. Brickfield's Asia College, the best brand in education.
The Sultan Azlan Shah Cup 2017, live on Astro Arena and HD. Here's a showcase of the Premier League's most incredible football.
Nice run, nice skill. Oh, what a fabulous goal! And it's game on once again.
All the action.
Oh, what a chance! What a chance!
Every reaction.
Oh,
Every moment that defines the most dramatic league in the world. It's all here in the Premier League review on Astro Supersport. The Sultan Azlan Shah Cup 2017, live on Astro Arena and HD.
There's a classier way to reach your football stars. Join the Astro PFA Fans Player of the Month contest.
What 57-year-old record has Mauricio Pochettino finally broken? Also, what happened here in Game 5 between the Celtics and the Bulls? And amigos! Hola! Welcome to another day of Super Sport Daily. I'm Lez Ann.
And it's me, Reem. So we've got lots coming up for you on the show today, including Trivia Thursday. But why don't you tell them where we're starting things off today, Lez Ann?
Well, where else but in the Premier League, of course. Tottenham were looking to close the gap on Chelsea to just 4 points when they played Crystal Palace earlier this morning. The Eagles certainly were soaring high after their win at Anfield, although Pochettino's men have won their last 7 league games in a row. An early warning sign for Spurs, last weekend's 2-goal hero Christian Benteke testing Hugo Lloris's reflexes early on. Not a lot in terms of clear-cut chances. Christian Eriksen tries a 1-2 before firing straight at Hannase. Tottenham's best chance came after the break. Dele Alli unable to grab goal number 17 in the Premier League, but just when Chelsea thought they were going 6 points clear.
Eriksen. Oh, it's crept in!
Christian Eriksen pops up with his 8th goal in the Premier League, and since his debut for Spurs, he has scored more Premier League goals from outside the box than any other player. And you can see just what Pochettino thinks about that goal, because it's now 8 league wins in a row for the Lily Whites, their best run since 1960.
I think we are now we reduce the gap again, 4 points, but every victory is not a to send a message to Chelsea. I think the most important is for us, because after every victory, I think you build your confidence, your trust, your belief, and that is, I think it's more for us than to send a message to our opponent.
Well, after what happened last season, you can see why Mauricio is playing down his team's chances. Spurs are already 9 points better this season than they were last, but it was during the same period which saw them pick up just 5 points from a possible 21. Here's what his counterpart Sam Allardyce had to say.
I thought the performance in the first half was much better than Sunday. So I thought that we took the game to Tottenham whenever we possibly could, which is not an easy task with the quality that they've got, but we did that. And of course, the lack of recovery time for us from Sunday to tonight told in the end, and that made us not able to challenge Tottenham as much as we did in the first half, and they were getting the game a little bit more, which they did.
I guess the biggest compliment we can give Big Sam is that he's the Sir Alex Ferguson when it comes to keeping teams in the Premier League. Palace's last 10 games has seen them pick up an amazing 19 points, which now sees the Eagles sit 7 points off the relegation zone.
Sticking with football, the second semi-final in the DFB Pokal saw Bayern Munich play host to Borussia Dortmund. Now, Dortmund have only beaten Bayern twice in their last 10 meetings in all competitions, and Thomas Tuchel's men knew that they couldn't afford to come second best against the Bavarian Giants again. Robert Lewandowski got the better of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang during Bayern's 4-1 thumping of Dortmund 2 weeks ago. However, it was a different start this time around as Marco Reus opened the scoring. It is the 4th game in a row that's seen Reus get on the score sheets. Bayern didn't take long to respond though, because Javi Martinez got his 2nd goal this season, bringing the home side level. And then 5 minutes before the break, the guy who was recently criticized by Ancelotti, Ribery finds a former Dortmund captain, Mats Hummels, who puts Bayern in front. But just hold the celebration, guys, because on to the second half now, where Aubameyang gets one over his Polish counterpart, sneaking in the back post to head his 35th goal this season. And then 5 minutes later, it got better for them when 19-year-old Ousmane Dembele did that for his 9th goal of the season. Dortmund reached their 4th straight DFB Pokal final, while Bayern failed to win their 5th match in a row in all competitions. It might be Dortmund's 4th final in a row, but they will look to lift the trophy for the first time since 2012 when they play Eintracht Frankfurt in the 65th DFB Pokal final. This game is on the 28th of May in the early hours of Saturday on channels 816 and 834 in HD.
Coming into this game, Chicago Bulls had only won one playoff game in Boston ever. That was way back in 2009, 8 years ago. More bad news, Rajon Rondo is still out with a broken thumb for the Bulls. The Bulls have the last 2 games in the series without Rondo after winning the first 2 with him. It sure doesn't look good for the Bulls coming into this. Isaiah Thomas was looking his usual self again after a tough couple of weeks for him, while it wasn't hard to spot Rondo in his pink suit on the bench. Without Rondo, the Bulls looked out of sorts. Avery Bradley causing damage from beyond the arc before driving in for the layup. And I wasn't joking when I said the Bulls were not quite their usual self. Dwayne Wade turning over possession in which Terry Rozier went the other end to dunk it in. Bam. That's when Rondo decided to start his coaching duties, and he got off to a good start. Isaiah Canaan looking to impress his new coach, although trying a little too hard, I must say, tussling with IT, or was it part of Coach Rondo's tactic? You got to wonder. IT, though, not affected, sinking the 3 from beyond the arc. He then tried with the layup, and that was good as well. The J never in doubt. Boston takes Game 5 of this series. Rondo, meanwhile, was contemplating his coaching career after a bad start.
Got out to a little slow start tonight in that fourth quarter. Looks like your free throws got your rhythm for you.
Yeah, I just needed to see one go in. I mean, my teammates make it easy for me. My shot wasn't falling tonight, but my job is to continue to be aggressive, continue to make plays.
How impressed was you with your team defense there in the fourth quarter to shut the Bulls down?
Oh, it was great. That's what we needed. The fans were amazing, but Avery Bradley, first team all defense, Marcus Smart, Jay Crowder, those guys locked it down for us.
It's the first time now in this series the home team has finally won a game. Now what do you do on the road now?
We got to finish it. I mean, we know Game 6 is going to be a big game, and they're going to fight for their lives, but we got to go in there and finish it.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Another playoff game that is not quite done yet is the Memphis Grizzlies and San Antonio Spurs. Find out if Spurs can win the series in Game 6 tomorrow, live at 9:30 a.m. on Channel 817 and 836 HD. Or you can always catch the highlights of the game on Supersport Daily tomorrow with Mark and Amanda.
So, Lez Ann, we've come to the end of the first segment, and you know what that means.
Well, it's time for Trivia Thursday, of course. So what's our question of the week, Reem?
Well, today we want to know, when was the last time Tottenham finished above Arsenal in the league? Do you know what the answer is,
Well,
Lez
I
Ann?
may or may not know the answer.
We'll reveal the answer at the end of the show, but don't go away because still to come, we look at why the Barcelona bench were so full of laughter. Stay tuned.
That's the sign. What a superb run. And he finds the back of the net. What an extraordinary day he has had. Got to score. Got to score. No excuses. How unlucky can you get? There is no such thing as perfect. It had controversy, it had goals. That is football's 7th heaven.
Fans are very important for us. Thank you for the support and keep going.
This broadcast of the Premier League is brought to you by Brickfields Asia College, the fastest and smartest way. MyEG, your e-government service provider. And Wanda Coffee. Try the new Wanda Extra Presso.
Hey, wait, come back. This is not a commercial. It's not a commercial. Actually, it is, lah. It's more than that, though. As a consumer, we always want extra perks for everything we buy. Waterproof one on this phone. Wow, slow-mo shot. Oh. You guys are serious about a demo. In most loyalty programs, when you purchase something, they reward you with either cash or points. But at Sen Heng, for every item you purchase, you get both cash and points. Double rewards. Shock, right? Oh, yo! It's the Samsung SUHD Curve TV! Hey, this TV waterproof one, ah?
Welcome back. Former Vice President of America, Joe Biden, was in the house for Game 5. And what he got was a duel between Dennis Schroeder and John Wall, the German cutting the gap to 2 for the Hawks. So, Wall decided to play with him. First, some dance moves before the floater. 2-point game to the Wizards there. Then in the third, hitting the pull-up 3, 11-point game to the home side. Schroeder wasn't happy and decided to get physical with Wall, putting his shoulder to good use, you'd say. The ref didn't see anything wrong with it. Wall responded the only way he knew how, the one-handed slam over Mike Muscala. The Wizards in front by 6. Schroeder, however, was persistent. The layup makes it a 2-point game with less than 4 minutes left. He also became the first Hawk with 25 points, 10 dimes in the playoffs since 1973. But it's Wall who'd have the last laugh.
Wall, the jumper, he's got it! John
Wall also became the only Wizards player to get 20 points and 10 assists in a game. More than once, it's actually the most by a Wizard in an entire playoff run since 1985. And check this out, Wall wasn't even born then. Here's Schroeder trying to explain what went wrong for the Hawks.
I think we was right there. We had a chance to win. Missed a couple of rebounds, missed a couple of layups, shots. So, I mean, it's tough, in crunch time we got to make those kind of plays. But I think overall, we showed the effort for 48 minutes. But Washington did some great plays down the stretch, and they won the game.
Well, we're going to see a team that is going to play all out, give everything they got. So far, it's the best. There's 3 games left, the best of 2. I mean, and nobody has took over the series because nobody won on the opposing team's court yet. We know they have an amazing crowd. They're definitely going to come out and be loud. And this is really our first time ever having a closeout game on the road. We got to see what we can do.
After the morale-boosting El Clasico victory, Barcelona were back in action again. One man, though, was the talk of the town, Lionel Messi. Not only did he score the 93rd minute winner in that game, which I was so lucky to watch, but he also scored his 500th goal for Barcelona and will be looking to do more damage against Osasuna. And the Argentine was honored right before the game, which I think got the man a little bit teary. Fittingly enough, it was Messi who opened the scoring, pouncing on a mistake by Osasuna's Fausto to chip it over Salvatore Sirigu. He resorted to his trademark celebration this time, but I think I know which celebration the fans liked more. And what did Suarez think about it? Well, he was given the day off and he was biting his nails that were not so fortunate. Barcelona were 2 up at the break, but Osasuna pulled one back through Roberto Torres 3 minutes into the second half. And then Messi would get his second on the night to make it 4-1. And that is his 49th goal in 48 games this season. And then after Denis Suarez was fouled in the box, just look who stepped up to take the penalty. It is Javier Mascherano. Even the bench couldn't believe it, but he would prove the doubters wrong, scoring his first goal for the club in 319 games, earning applause from the bench. There was still time to get one more through Paco Alcácer, his second of the night, to make it a comfortable 7-1 win for the Catalans. And with that win, coupled with Real Madrid's 6-2 thrashing of Deportivo La Coruna, they remain level on points at the top of the table. Although Madrid have a game in hand with only a handful of games left, this championship race will be one to look for as it looks to go down to the wire. Back in the Premier League, did you know that Arsenal have won their last 9 Premier League home games against Leicester? It is the longest current run in the division right now, and you would have to go back 17 years for the last time the Foxes drew against the Gunners at home in all competitions. It is 22 years ago that the Foxes got a point against Arsenal in the league, and it is 44 years since they actually beat Arsenal. So, obviously, Alexis Sanchez was feeling confident going into this one. Plus, he scored 2 goals in as many matches. But it was Jamie Vardy on the attack early on, giving Petr Cech a little scare there. Riyad Mahrez did a lot better, forcing a dive out of Cech. And the Algerian looking for his first goal since March the 18th. Arsenal's best effort fell to Theo Walcott. However, Kasper Schmeichel stood in his way. Sanchez would eventually get his opportunity, which only rattled the crossbar. His chance in the second half did not entirely go all the way, no thanks to Robert Huth, but the defender would turn villain moments later.
That's Monreal, deflected! That may just be the goal for Arsenal that wins this game and changes the mood around this place.
Oh, the remaining games are more or less like finals, so we needed to make sure that we got all 3 points in a delayed fixture, obviously, and after a big game at the weekend, having played 120 minutes, obviously we had to rotate the squad. We needed to use everyone, and I'm pleased for everybody who came in and obviously contributed to this very important win.
The W also means Arsenal have beaten Leicester in the league at home in 10 straight matches. The streak dates back to 1996 and it ties the Gunners' run against the Toffees.
We're now at the deep end of the Premier League, where Middlesbrough and Sunderland are both desperate for any win in their fight for survival. Jermaine Defoe without a goal in his last 9 league games, testing Brad Guzan early on. Middlesbrough didn't take too long to find the back of the net. Adam Clayton's raking ball finding his midfield partner Martin de Roon, who coolly slots in his 4th league goal of the season. It could have gotten a lot better for the home side had Stuart Downing done better with this chance. And they were nearly made to pay for that when Ndong had a go at goal. Then Wabi Kazri in the second half with that effort, but the home side kept the clean sheet and hung on for their first win 2017, which why manager Steve Agnew isn't getting carried away.
We have a massive game on Sunday, and we've seen it before when the next game's the most important one, and if it goes our way, who knows?
No, well, there's a chance I've got to keep going, and we've all got to keep going. Let me tell you, we're not enjoying it. We're not enjoying losing. We're not enjoying the position we're in. And as I said, criticism's rightly due, but I wouldn't do it on tonight's performance, and I wouldn't have done it on the West Ham performance on Saturday. I think the players have stuck at it and shown that they're capable of trying to get points and win the games.
A very optimistic David Moyes there, but let's face facts, Sunderland are as good as gone. Their latest loss means they are now 12 points off safety with just 15 points left to play for. Middlesbrough could still stay up mathematically, but with 4 games remaining, it could prove a bit too much. There's still one more game coming your way in the early hours of Friday morning, the 156th Manchester Derby. So here's Pep Guardiola talking about the chances on his side when they face an Ibraless Man United.
Sí, és un equip que els darrers partits han aconseguit el seu entrenador vol, són en els duels guanyen molts duels. Porten al límit del 1 contra 1 i guanyen molts duels i per això són molt complicats. Intentarem els menys dels possibles, guanyar duels, els menys possibles quan sigui possible i portar el partit on ens convé. Evidentment, és un jugador excepcional, però tenen altres opcions i tant Lingard com Young com Rashford són jugadors que ataquen molt bé l'espai.
Amazingly, the last 10 league fixtures at the Etihad has seen the Red Devils come out on top 5 times compared to City's 4. Don't forget to catch this game live 2:55 a.m. on channels 816 and 834 in HD.
Hardcourt action?
Checked.
Action on the football field?
Also checked.
All right, where else haven't we covered yet? Reem?
Well, I was thinking of getting my hands dirty, somewhere with a bit of mud and clay maybe.
And I know just the place.
Really?
Germany.
Stay with us as we look at how Maria Sharapova fared in her return to tennis.
Say hello to more new routes. Malindo Air invites you to adventure away in Brisbane. Wander into the seaport city of Yangon. And hustle away in Guangzhou, China's 3rd largest city. Premium service inclusive of meals, in-flight entertainment, and 30 kg baggage allowance. Book now at malindoair.com.
The Prudential Astro Masters celebrates 20 years of golfing excellence. and is back to challenge golfers on the best courses with great goodies plus awesome prizes in all par 3s, including a Mazda 6 valued at 216,000 ringgit. The grand finals takes place in Muscat, Oman. So don't miss out. This could be your year.
Aksi bowling terhebat negara. Semakin sengit, semakin membara. Saksikan kejohanan bowling kebangsaan 2017 secara langsung di astroarena.hd. The 2017 Meiji Yasuda J1 League. Live on Astro Supersport and HD.
Starting over, I can see that your heart is true. I believe in good things coming back to you. You're the light that lifts me higher, so bright together.
It's living proof that true fans, you can have your dreams come true.
I believe in
Wish list at WrestleMania 33 drops this Sunday. Taking a peek at the Stuttgart Open, where Maria Sharapova had a dream comeback, that backhand against Roberta Vinci prevented the Italian from going 2-love up. The Russian would eventually win the first set 7-5. The second set, however, saw Sharapova dominate from the start, having defeated Vinci in 2 previous meetings. Sharapova dished out 39 winners just like those, compared to her opponent's 10. The 5-time Grand Slam champ, however, made more enforced errors, but it was Vinci's 20th that would cost her game, set, and match. This is what she had to say about playing fellow Russian Ekaterina Makarova next.
She's a tricky opponent because she's lefty, and you know that adds a different variable. And the court is playing a little bit slower than the previous year, so I think it's just about adjusting and you know, maybe being a little bit more comfortable with making a few more errors than I'm used to, and just not, you know, not being frustrated too much about it, and taking it all in and just learning from every match, you know, no matter who's across the net, because it's a process, especially when you haven't played in a while.
Maria Sharapova isn't the only woman athlete that's recently been penalized in her sport. Not so long ago, Lexi Thompson was also at the center of controversy during the ANA Inspiration in California. On the 13th hole in the final round, Thompson had a 3-stroke lead, and then she was informed of a 4-stroke penalty for an infraction on the 17th hole, and it was pointed out by a television viewer by email.
The hardest part, I am just going through it. One second. You know, that's one of my favorite tournaments, and it's always a dream of mine to just see myself jumping into Bobby's pond. And I've worked my whole life to, you know, have my name on major championship trophies, and especially that one. That's a very special week for me with all the history behind it, and you know, I played amazing that week. I don't think I've ever played any better, and just for that to happen, it was kind of a nightmare. So, but it was still a very special week. It always is.
All right, guys, time for us to make one last stop, and that stop is Paris for the semi-finals of the Coupe de France. PSG took on arch rivals Monaco for a place in the final, where Angers await this semi-finalist. Unai Emery named a strong starting lineup given that this could be PSG's only chance of silverware this season, and it paid off coming up against a Monaco side that made 10 changes from the last game. Julian Draxler tapping into an empty net for his 5th goal in France. It soon became 2-0. Di Maria finds Cavani in the box. What about that for a finish? 43 goals for the Uruguayan this season, his best ever. Things then got worse for Monaco. Safwan Mbaye with his own goal after falling to handle a Di Maria's cross, 3-0 PSG. But the Parisians weren't done yet. Once again, Di Maria involved. This time he finds Matuidi. The Argentinian has 15 assists in all competitions this season. There was also time for Marquinhos to get on the score sheet. Absolutely no mercy for Monaco as PSG cruise into the final where they will meet Angers. All right, Reem, so we've come to the end of the show, but before we go, it's time to reveal the answer for our trivia question for today.
We wanted to know, when was the last time Tottenham finished above Arsenal in the league?
And the answer is way back in the 1994-95 season. This 1-0 win over Norwich in April gave Spurs a 10-point lead in the league with just 3 games remaining for Arsenal to catch up.
Sorry, Arsenal fans. Looks like St. Totteringham's Day will not be happening this year.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay, don't cry, okay? Don't worry, because there's always next season.
Exactly. You're so optimistic, Reem. That's what I love about you. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today.
Join Mark and Amanda tomorrow for more Super Sports on Daily. Do you get it? Get it? The pen there, yeah, Super Sports on Super Sport. Yeah, anyway. Switch over to Super Sport 2 right now for League of Legends with Darren Anderton.
All right, that's it. Toodaloos.
Bye.
Bye.
It's one of the most thrilling tales in history. Another weekend of drama in the Premier League. This game never fails to surprise.
Unleashed English football's 2 closest enemies.
That's a beautiful strike. Goal! That's how to finish a derby.
The Manchester Derby, live on Astro Supersport 3 and Astro Go.
We'll protect the kingdom, you and I.
You'd side with the humans against your own kind.
This is suicide. We have no choice. We should attack with full force.
Whatever you plan to do it now!
Warcraft premieres Saturday, April 29th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Witness the most competitive league in the world.
I'm a lucky guy to be here.
We expect a good season, of course.
Let the pros walk you through the game.
Everything is possible, so we should try everything.
We found a 2 different solutions.
Reveal the ultimate game plans.
Yeah, we've got tough games, but I think that's the league we're in.